Hello, how are you? I hope this finds you well. Today, Saturday, August 1st, is an interesting day. It is a day that I guess is considered World Breastfeeding Day and causes awareness and education and I have a hair up there. It's a day that I get triggered, and I just wanted to talk to that because triggers happen all the time and sometimes we can't predict them. This one apparently is something that comes every year, and I've known that, and when I get triggered it's all about how I can realign myself with who I am and recover. I have to find my center going into it. And the another interesting thing about today is that I think it's like a full moon, or it's coming, or it's tonight, or the full moon is coming, and they don't call it lunacy for no reason. You know, the lunar cycles affect us, and with good reason, because of the ebbs and flows of everything. And you know, my spirituality has helped me ground myself and be more aware, because if I'm aware of how the moon is and where she is in her cycle, then it can help guide me and figure out where I am in my cycle. So being triggered with the full moon and having this next week be Breastfeeding Awareness Week, I think, I just want to tell you that if you need to talk about stuff, I'm here. I was never able to properly breastfeed Sky. We tried it. He was already needing more milk than I could produce by the time we got home. And because I got so sick while he was still in the NICU, I wasn't able to pump enough either, you know? So there are so many factors in the journey, and the thing that gets me through is knowing that I fed him. I fed him. Even though it was bottles, and even though it was formula or donor milk while we were in the NICU, I still fed him. I helped him survive. He is here because of so many people's love, and even though it wasn't my body that provided all of his food for him, I still provided for him. And you are providing for your baby, whether right now you're able to breastfeed or not. It's okay if you can't. It's okay if you didn't. It's okay if you chose not to. Okay, I support you in every single one of those decisions, because those decisions came in the moment where you had a deeper understanding of your situation and you educated yourself to the point of self-care, and that's what was needed. World Breastfeeding Awareness Day, week, and stuff like that, there are going to be pictures. There's going to be videos, there's going to be lovely things out there talking about all of this, and it's okay not to watch them. It's okay not to pay attention. We can give each other support. We can smile when we see someone breastfeeding. We can continue the conversation, you know, when your sister-in-law breastfeeds the baby and it's still triggering. It still causes all of the emotion to come back up within you, the body sensation, the physical, you know, emotions and the mental images. They're going to happen. And there's no good time to go through those triggers. I was just having a conversation about, like, when's the best time for me to go into that situation, and even though it wasn't about specifically breastfeeding, it applies because no time is going to be perfect. We're not going to be completely healed going into a new situation where we think we're going to be triggered. It's about the support that we can find within ourselves to get us through. It's about finding the support around us that will help us. So knowing maybe some of the cues or a comment that you could say to someone who's going to be around you and say, I gotta get out of here, or, you know, take the baby, I need a minute, or I don't really want to talk about this anymore. You know, all of those things are part of your self-care and your awareness, and it's not that you're pushing them down, because you will be giving those things time because emotions come back, right? It's about knowing how to manage yourself and to get through so that you can give yourself that time when it's safe and when you feel comfortable. Well, comfort isn't a great word for that, because being triggered is never comfortable. But having your own space, deciding for yourself when and who with you can process it, and then how to recover. You know, if you talk to somebody about it, if you go to a counselor, if you look at your own child and be like, hey kiddo, we are here together and we did it together, regardless of whether I fed you a bottle or breast. It's our journey and it's beautiful. And regardless of what people say about how breastfeeding is best and it can be natural, it's not always easy and it doesn't always feel natural, because we are all different, we're all made up differently, and if we have nipples that go inward or not, breastfeeding can be really hard and frustrating and latching and all sorts of stuff. Talk to any lactation consultant and they will have all sorts of stories, right, that of families that where breastfeeding is not easy. I commend those who are, you know, supporting breastfeeding for families who might not have access to alternative milk sources, and knowing that mother's milk has such beautiful like antibodies and everything that baby needs as they develop, and it goes along with baby's body. There's a lot of good reasons to breastfeed, and there are a lot of good reasons to not, or to be okay that you couldn't, right? Sometimes when we have to let something go, it's nice to know that there's something else coming. So I'm reading a book about spirituality and about shamanistic ways, just how to live with nature, by nature, in sort of like the calmness of life. And it's not always calm, right? The shamanistic term of dismemberment is a death of spirit or character so that something new can come in. And sometimes we need to realize that if we can't do one thing, our energy has to be put to something else that might actually be differently important. I wanted to say more important, but it's differently important. So if you weren't able to breastfeed, if you aren't able to breastfeed right now, there's probably something else that needs your energy more right now. And see it as a rebirth. See it as a new opportunity instead of a lost opportunity. And I know that's easy to say because I'm still working through my stuff. But even if you have that as a glimmer of hope, as a glimmer of new perspective, that's what I want you to walk away from today. Walk away with today from my chat. I love you. I would love to know your perspective. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. I know I'm not alone in knowing that breastfeeding isn't easy, and I know I'm not alone in the fact that breastfeeding awareness or breastfeeding pictures and stuff are a bit triggering. Time changes it, healing changes it, personal journeys change it, and I love you for honoring the journey that you're in. Thank you. We are out at a family cabin this week and feeling very blessed to, I can show you through the trees. Can you see the lake down there? The mountain. So we're lucky to have some family time to be able to swim. It got warmer here, yay! So it actually feels like we can swim. I love you, and I hope that you take care and reach out to me if you need support this week, okay? I'll be probably putting up some posts about allowing yourself to be supported and okay during this week and at any time when you're triggered. Post-traumatic stress is not fun and it can take over, so don't let it take over. Take your own healing back, because you're a beautiful soul and I'm so glad you're you. I love you. Thanks for walking with me. Talk to you later. Bye.